Today, I speak directly to my colleagues in the opposition, my brothers and sisters in leadership. This moment is bigger than all of us. History is watching. People are watching, and they're asking one question: will we stand divided or will we stand together? So let me extend this invitation with utmost humility and sincerity and urgency. Let us unite. At this point, I'll call upon my dear brothers out there, my dear brother Harry Kalava, Citizens First, my dear brother KBF, Kelvin Fobe Walia, Zambia must prosper. I call upon my dear brother Fred Membe, Socialist Party. I call upon my dear brother again, Makebi Zulu, Resolute Party. This is the moment for us to come together and give Zambians hope.
It's not how it should be. If unity of the opposition means leaving the Patriotic Front as a people that we are, and going to join a breakaway that, in my view, was not legitimate from the Tonse perspective, because whom was he competing with? If the idea was, okay, gentlemen, this particular issue of insisting on having a convention under PF is not going to work. Let's go and sit and compete under Tonse and see who carries the day. That was going to be making much more sense because you participate in the process. You can't get away, have yourself crowned king and say, come and be my deputy. Is that what we're going to call unity? I see a lot of cause to say, go and work with your brother Mundubile. I want to work with my brother Mundubile. I'm determined to work with my brother Mundubile, but not in the circumstances that is in. Come back to the fold. Come back to the larger family. Let's carry this whole family with us and serve the people of Zambia. The process that was undertaken is not a process that gives legitimacy to your position. It's a process that shows that you must have it all and have it all to yourself. And everybody else must support that cause. That is not how we should approach that. Let's come together. Let's sit together. Let's carry the whole family together. We are willing to come for the one that is lost and not necessarily abandon the 99. We want you to come to the 99 so that as 100, we can fight this fight together and bring proper unity to the party. What I don't agree with is that unity means everyone moving and going to join FTD. I think unity is us coming together with the larger family and say, where do we go from here? That's my perspective on that issue. I'm glad that he acknowledges the value that I may add to his team. I'm glad that he's willing for us to work together, but my question is right. Let's do things the proper way. Let's participate in a process that heals and not a process that...
I looked around and finally I looked at Brian Mundubile. Brian Mundubile is clean. Brian Mundubile has got a quality leadership. Brian Mundubile is reliable. Brian Mundubile has got a heart. And these issues, I lived them. I didn't know Brian Mundubile. Brian Mundubile is not somebody that I've known for a long time. I came to know Brian Mundubile during the time of, the Bill 10. You know, when there was this constitutional review, that is when I knew Brian Mundubile. And I looked at him to say, this guy looks okay. And eventually we became close. So I went to Edgar Lungu and I asked him to say, what about Brian Mundubile? And he said, it's okay. That man is okay. And that's how I started. Brian Mundubile. And Edgar Lungu himself had a meeting with Brian Mundubile. And he told him, Jacob, take up the responsibility. I'm not coming back.
This is to do with the one officer who staged up a robbery in Lusaka at the civic center, Zanaco Bank, by the name of Emmanuel Mpaso Tembo, aged 33 years, on 15th September 2025, last year, around 18 hours. This officer, he was deployed at the stated bank in Lusaka, where he got away with the 600,000, I think it was in the press. So, according to him, from Lusaka he went on the Copper Belt. Copper Belt, he came back to Lusaka. Lusaka, he came here to Eastern Province. So my officers from anti-robbery squad, they've been trailing after getting some information from our informers. They've been trailing him for a month now. Thank God, my officers, they worked very hard from the time when we received the message that one of the officers had run away with the amount of 600,000 kwacha. So lucky was on our officers today around Chipata area in Ncheka, Eastern Province. As usual, it's like he spotted these officers and he took off. But then I trust my officers, and they had to chase him, and they picked him. They brought him to my office. I made sure that I should see what kind of an officer he is. And as we are talking now, he's in our custody. The word has already gone to our supervisor at the police headquarters, stating that we have scored here by arresting this indisciplined officer. So he's in our custody. I thought I should bring to the attention of the people concerned, including you, the press. It's a shame for an officer who is trained to think so low by staging up a robbery at a bank where he was guarding. To the officers who are in this habit or who are planning, they should refrain. They should refrain. Let us depend on whatever the government is giving us. It's a shame. In Nyanja here, there is a saying, "Nkuyu za kudia mwana zinapota wa mkuu," meaning the problems that this officer caused, it was a shame to the command. It was a shame to the command. So, for those who are planning to be in this habit, don't come to Eastern Province. You'll be disappointed.